My in-laws redecorated our spare room while we were on honeymoon. There is a cot in it. We got back from Santorini at 11 p.m., dragging suitcases up the drive, and Marcus's mother's car was still parked outside our house. She probably just watered the plants, Marcus said. I opened the front door and smelled fresh paint. The spare room, my office, the one I'd painted a deep green 3 weeks before the wedding, in the corner stood a white wooden cot with a mobile of little gray elephants turning slowly above it. Marcus, I said, come look at this. He came up the stairs and I watched his face. He didn't look surprised. He looked caught. Okay, he said, don't be mad. Where is my desk? In the garage. Mom said the office could go anywhere, but the nursery needed the morning light. The nursery. He glanced at it, then turned it face down against his leg, and that small movement told me more than anything he'd said. Who's texting you at 11 at night, Marcus? It's just Mom. I took the phone out of his hand before he could stop me. The message on the screen said, is she settled in yet? Sophie's flight lands Thursday. Remember, she doesn't like the dark. Who is Sophie? He didn't answer. So I scrolled up. There were months of messages. Sophie's mom can't cope anymore. Sophie's mom signed the forms. We just need Marcus to say yes before the honeymoon. Once they're married, it's cleaner. And one from Marcus 3 weeks ago, the week we sent our wedding invitations. Fine. But we tell her after. She'll come around. How old is Sophie? I said. She's 4. How old is she, Marcus? And whose is she? She's mine, he said. She's mine and a woman I was with before you. And her mother's going into a facility. And there was nobody else. And I couldn't tell you before the wedding. You'd have left. So your plan, I said, very slowly, was to marry me first, redecorate my office while I was on a beach, and have a 4-year-old I've never met land in this house on Thursday. When you say it like that, your mother has known for months. Everyone's known for months, he said, and then went white because he heard it too. Everyone, my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, his sister who cried at the reception and hugged me and said you have no idea what you're marrying into. I thought she was being sweet. I put the phone down on the cot. I want you to call your mother, I said, right now, on speaker. It's late, she's awake, she's waiting to hear if I'm settled in. He called. She answered on the first ring. Well, is she being reasonable? Hi, Diane, I said. It's me. Silence. I've just seen the nursery. It's lovely. I especially like that you did it while I was out of the country, so I couldn't say no. Now listen, Diane said, her voice hardening. That little girl is family, and if you can't find it in your heart, Sophie is family, I said. Sophie's 4 and her mom is sick, and she doesn't like the dark, and none of that is her fault. So Sophie stays. I heard Marcus exhale. But she's not going in the room you built out of a lie, I said. Here's what happens Thursday. Sophie moves into the master bedroom, the big one, the one with the en-suite. So she's got space and a bath that isn't down a cold hallway. Marcus moves into this yellow room next to her so he can do every night wake up every bad dream every 3 a.m. because he's her father and he's had 4 years of practice keeping her a secret from me. He can spend the next 4 being honest to her face. And where, Diane said, will you be? At my sister's until my husband and his entire family understand that you don't get to redecorate a woman's life while she's on her honeymoon and call it a gift. The cot's too small anyway. She's 4. Did anyone actually ask how old she was before they bought it? Or did you all just picture a baby because a baby's easier to spring on someone? Nobody on the call said anything. That's what I thought, I said, and I picked up my car keys off the cot because they'd taken my desk and my office and my say. But the keys were still mine.